She was successful, loved. It was a woman in uniform with a badge, and she had a very personal motive, newly married. But someone else thought she deserved none of it. But what they didn't know was this: John had a complicated past. And as the lead detective said, a lot of loose ends. He'd been married before. His ex-wife was still trying to get a divorce. And he'd recently been sued by his mother-in-law after he crashed the car that she had lent him. Why was their daughter dead? Why did the police seem uninterested? Why was the case going nowhere? After 18 months, the investigation was officially closed with no suspect and no hope for justice. When Sherri Rasmussen was found murdered in her home, police assumed it was a random break-in. It wasn't. For 23 years, she wore a uniform and carried a badge, while hiding a motive born from jealousy, obsession, and a refusal to let go. She thought she got away with it, but the truth was patient. New DNA technology allowed them to extract a partial print from under Sherri's fingernails. It matched someone's DNA, but not a stranger's. It was a colleague. Stephanie Lazarus was brought in for questioning, and she gave a false alibi. When confronted with the evidence, she finally cracked. I'm here to tell you about dark motives, where we don't just tell the story, we uncover why it happened. She had been obsessed with John, and when he married Sherri, she couldn't let go. On the day of the murder, she had gone to his house to confront Sherri. An argument ensued, and in a fit of rage, Stephanie shot her twice in the chest. As Sherri fell to the ground, Stephanie ransacked the house, hoping to make it look like a robbery. Then she fled. They found no fingerprints, no witnesses, no leads. Stephanie returned to her old life, working for the robbery homicide division, investigating crimes she might have been involved in, carrying a gun, subscribe for more softly spoken true stories, real, haunting, and never forgotten, and having access to one of the most powerful weapons in the world, her badge. She was untouchable. On February 24th, 1986, 29-year-old Sherri Rasmussen was found beaten and shot in the Los Angeles condo she shared with her husband, John Rutan. The attractive young woman was lying in front of the fireplace in the living room. Next to her was an open jewelry box and some bloody clothes. At first glance, it looked like a burglary gone wrong, but the details didn't add up. The TV and VCR were left behind. An expensive stereo was sitting right there. There was no sign of forced entry, and the sliding glass door was locked from the inside. Whatever had happened, it wasn't random. A struggle had clearly taken place, but the real story was buried for decades. The police focused on Sherri's husband, John, a prominent figure in the Church of Scientology. But then there was Stephanie Lazarus, an LAPD officer who dated John on and off for years. She refused to accept his marriage to Sherri and continued to show up uninvited at his office and even at the couple's home. Sherri complained about Stephanie to her husband, friends, and colleagues. She even filed a restraining order against her. But Stephanie was undeterred. Just weeks before the murder, Sherri told her friend, "If something happens to me, I think it's her." But nobody listened. With no obvious suspect, the police were stumped. Meanwhile, Sherri's family was left to pick up the pieces, searching for answers, seeking justice, wondering why. But in 2009, cold case detectives took another look. In the interrogation room, Stephanie confessed. It was over in minutes. A perfect crime, or so she thought. This has been Dark Motives, where we uncover the real reason behind the crime.